Hello and welcome to Boomer11 Live. And obviously, we are going to be talking about the fantasy picks and the preview for today's game. As always, we are here to give you some tips and tricks to be a champion in fantasy. And if you haven't already joined our fantasy contest on Telegram, click on the link in the description right now and join with the link. So that will really help you to get 2,250 rupees every single day in every game. If you're joining from India and if you're joining from UAE, you have a chance to win hundreds of runs every day. So without further ado, let's get in today's game. It's Chennai taking on Gujarat Titans. It is a very interesting game for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's a repeat of last year's final. Number two, both the teams have just won and come. And number three, I'll say Tamil Nadu players. The number of Tamil Nadu players with Gujarat has, it's more than the entire Chennai squad. I don't know if how many players Chennai has in the entire squad, but most likely there will be four Tamil Nadu players in the playing 11 of Gujarat Titans tomorrow, and more Gujarati players in Gujarat Titans than in Chennai Super Kings than in Gujarat Titans. So these are some interesting things to watch out for. But this doesn't consider your fantasy. We'll talk about fantasy picks. I'll get to Jaren first up. Jaren, you saw in the first game it was a different kind of pitch. What do you assess the pitch to be for tomorrow's game? Because that's a very important factor, especially when you're making a fantasy team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think again that's going to be a big mystery because it wasn't a very CSK kind of a Chennai kind of a pitch, wasn't it? Was a very surprising thing to do as well. Now the question is, Chennai has more of a motive to not go back to a turning track tomorrow than probably against in that RCB match because you've got the likes of Rashid Khan, Sai Kishore. Rashid Khan obviously being an excellent spinner he is, and Sai Kishore being a player who's probably been bred on these Chennai tracks. So you have probably two spinners who have the biggest chance of doing well compared to the other spinners on Chennai side. So they might stick with the same kind of a pitch tomorrow, make it a little bit even the odds a little bit more. And aside from that, obviously Chennai might feel that their pacers can do a lot better job on the kind of pitch that we saw against RCB.
Absolutely. Sanimani, coming to you, especially with that first win for both the teams, you saw some big names. You saw Rachin Ravindra do well. You saw likes of when you talk about Gujarat Titans, you saw Sai Kishore do well. But when you talk about fantasy points, especially, how big a factor are these all rounders? Rachin Ravindra, Ravindra Jadeja, and when you look at Gujarat Titans, Rashid Khan, or for that matter, or Azmatullah Omarzai, these guys are going to be very crucial in tomorrow's game, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I love how you talked about all-rounders without mentioning Rahul Tewatia because GT also does not care whether he's an all-rounder or not. Yeah, I think it's very important to have all-rounders in your team if you're playing from a fantasy point of view because they can contribute with the bat, ball, and in terms of the Ravindras, they contribute very well in the field as well. Having said that, I feel it's very difficult to choose all-rounders from the CSK unit because you have so many. If they are still not going with Moeen Ali, I think Moeen Ali has run out of favor with the CSK camp. Otherwise, if he also plays, you have the option of going with a Daryl Mitchell or a Moeen Ali, Rachin Ravindra. There is Mitchell Santner in the ranks, Ravindra Jadeja, Shivam Dubey. So plenty of options, and it was very interesting to see that Shivam Dubey was not used on the field. I don't know what sort of strategy Dhoni is using, but I think he has had something on the year from not Dhoni, sorry, Rituraj Gaikwad and the management. They have heard something from Hardik Pandya for sure on the usage of Shivam Dubey in the teams.
Okay, very interesting there. But we will get to the team selection here. We'll pick up the fantasy team of the day. Obviously, there are a lot of options, especially when it comes to today's game, and you need a right balance as well. Because Shubman Gill did not really have the best of games. On the other end, Ruturaj Gaikwad also did not have the best of games. So both the captains will be up against each other. Both the captains would want to make a mark for themselves because once your captain starts performing, the team eventually goes on to do much better as well. Jiren, talking about captaincy factors, do you think both Shubman and Ruturaj will have a big tournament to play from here on, and this game especially?
Oh yeah, I think definitely for sure. And just talking about Ruturaj, I'll tell you one of the best things about Ruturaj Gaikwad that you're gonna probably see tomorrow is the fact that he's someone who has got a very good record against the likes of I think it's Rashid Khan, if I'm not wrong, where he's been striking at 150 odd. This guy can take down Rashid Khan, and that he's going to be a key weapon for them tomorrow. So the key for Gujarat will be to get him out as soon as possible. Another thing about Ruturaj Gaikwad that's going to be important for tomorrow is that he likes going against pace attack, early on. I mean, against GT, he likes going against them because he has had 450 plus scores in the last 5 innings odd, and he scored at a strike rate of 146. Now, the only issue there is Spencer Johnson, because Spencer Johnson, left arm pacer, has trouble Ruturaj Gaikwad. So that's probably why Ruturaj Gaikwad could be a very good pick tomorrow if Spencer Johnson doesn't get.
But let's get to the wicket keepers first up. Who do you have, Dhoni or Saha?
Oof.
I think Saha.
Saha,
I
because
think
Dhoni, I don't know when he's going to come to bat.
I don't expect much points from both because Dhoni might not end up playing. Saha might still give you something, at least a run
Yeah,
here or there, or cash here or there.
yeah. I think Ruturaj Gaikwad is a must with what his
Yeah,
stats are against GT, and he's got a very
Absolutely.
positive matchup against most of the bowlers as well. So that's a good thing.
yeah.
How do you see Shivam Dube? Because his ability to take on the spin, Rashid, and also Sai Kishore, I think Shivam Dube is not a bad option at all.
I think you have to have Shivam Dube as well, especially considering the recent
Remember,
form.
he's not out since last year against GT, like he said in
Yeah.
Star Sports. Even Jadeja.
Yeah, so I think Shivam Dube is one. I think we have to go in with Shubman Gill as well. He
Yeah.
often tends to do well in these kind of conditions, and it's not the fastest of pitches as well. So he might
Yeah.
be a very good shout. And the only problem he might just face is Deepak Chahar. And if we can play him out, I think he'll do a decent job.
I
Let's
I
think
come
think
to.
no, I
I
think
think
I think
another
Sai
one
Sudarshan is one other player I'm very tempted to go
exactly.
with.
as well.
I think you have
I
to
would
pick
like to
Sai
go with David
Sudarshan.
Miller instead. And I'll tell you why, Abel, because David Miller loves facing CSK. He's had a very good, average against them, even when he played
But
for
it's a
Punjab
tough
and
call,
now he's
Jaren,
playing
because
GT.
Sai Sudarshan home ground, good record against CSK last time he
True, it
played.
is a tough call. Yeah, it is a tough call.
Who do you have? Like David Miller comes to bat at number 5 as well there, with Sai Sudarshan on
I
top of the
think
order.
Sai Sudarshan is because we're picking a team for fantasy and not really on the pitch. So I think Sai Sudarshan because he'll
Yeah, and
play
I
a
think also
much
David Miller
bigger
averages
volume of
somewhere
ball.
around 36 against CSK, which is good according to
Yeah,
his standards. But I feel Sai
I mean,
Sudarshan
as
with
a
the kind
finisher,
of
it's
form
great.
he's in, yeah, with the kind of form
Yeah.
he's in, and also he did not face any difficulty in the finals as well. You have to take that into account as
He
well.
just
When
scored a 46, that's his home ground. He will
exactly,
face positive
I
matchups with
think
Jadeja
just
bowling
because
into
of the
him.
fact that he's going to play a more volume of balls, that means he's going to give you more points in fantasy.
Mhm.
I think Sai Sudarshan just gets that nod.
Exactly. Let's come to the all rounder. This is a little tricky as well. I think Ravindra Jadeja is a definite starter. With what he did
Definitely.
last year is definitely not a consideration. But
Yeah.
Rachin Ravindra is another player. I think that that puts 7. I think we can have one more all rounder.
I think Azmatullah Umarzai
Do you Rashid Khan as an
is
all-rounder or a bowler?
All bowler.
Yeah, all right. So that
But this is a
you
very
go with
tough
an
choice, to be
Omarzai.
very honest. It's a very tough choice because you have a lot of GT bowlers who are doing well. Uh,
Yeah.
I think I
yeah,
will
but
go with
I'll
Deepak.
go with Azmatullah Umarzai because he's given. I mean, he'll get the opportunity with the ball. Number one.
Yeah,
Number two, he comes into bat really early. I think he came into bat at number 4, if I'm not wrong, in the
yeah.
last game. So that
Yeah.
will ensure that he'll have the opportunity at least to score some runs
Okay, now I have
along
a
with the
big
good
question for
batting.
you. Spencer Johnson did okay. Umesh Yadav did okay. I mean, pretty decent. Then you had a Sai Kishore. You have a Sai Kishore who's coming back to his home ground again. There's a Rashid Khan. There's a Mustafiz. Now, who do we choose here? Because this is the toughest thing to do for tomorrow's game. And Mustafiz is just coming out of
I
another
think
performance.
tomorrow probably both Spencer Johnson and Mustafizur could have a huge role to play. Because both left arm seamers first up. Mustafizur obviously gets his favorite conditions in Chennai. So it has to be. Does it have to be a toss up between the two, or can we include
Not
both?
Mohit Sharma, you reckon, with those slower balls
I
and
think
longer
Mohit Sharma
boundaries?
is a better pick because he'll bowl in the death overs. And
The reason I say Spencer Johnson is because Chennai does have a lot of players who struggle against left arm pace, and Chennai
Yeah, I don't
has
think
a
Spencer
strong.
Johnson opens the bowling, right? Omarzai
and
and
also I think
He
the
also
way
bowls better.
and yeah, the way Spencer Johnson was used in the last game, I think he bowled only 2 overs. So I don't know
Mm,
how much
yeah.
opportunity he'll get. And also a
I
lot of
think in that
teams
sense,
or Mumbai
yeah,
Indians in particular were very aggressive against
But I think
Spencer
first
Johnson in
let's
the
pick up
first over.
Chennai Super Kings bowler. Who do you go in with? Deepak Chahar or Mustafiz?
Mustafiz for sure.
Okay. I think that's also because recency bias, but I think he's in good form.
Yeah,
That really helps.
yeah.
uh, I think now this is a tough thing. I think we have to have a Rashid Khan, but Rashid Khan's
Rashid Khan
record
for
against
sure.
CSK is pretty bad. Do we have a
I think
Rashid
we'll
Khan?
go with a Sai Kishore instead of a Rashid
The
Khan. It's a
reason I
bold
say
call.
Rashid Khan is not just because he will provide with the with the ball, he'll provide with the bat as well. Considering Gujarat having that lean, bit of
Yes,
the
but
batting
do you
But
order is
expect
weak.
Jaren,
Chennai to
Rashid Khan
struggle
did
with a
not.
Rashid Khan? I don't see, because Rashid Khan has never done well against Chennai with the
See,
ball.
I'll tell you two things why I wouldn't. I would take that gamble of going without Rashid Khan. Going without Rashid Khan in a fantasy game is a huge deal, but I
Yeah,
am willing to take that one because he. I don't know regarding his fitness. I don't know whether he's 100% fit or not. And number two, he does not look to be in the greatest of forms coming in, and that is not something
yeah,
you.
he's not
Uh,
played cricket at all. I
yeah,
think there's
that is
still
not
you
something
can
you
see that in his
align with
follow
Rashid
through.
Khan, that he is not in the greatest of forms. So I think he'll take some time to settle in, and we can probably give him one more game. On the other hand, Shai Kishore looked really impressive in the last game, and I think he'll have favorable conditions as well at Chipok.
Yeah,
I agree.
fair enough.
I agree. I think we'll go in with a Sai Kishore in that case, and he's picked. If you look at the points as well, if you look in the last game, who has got the most points? Obviously, Mustafizur had good game, and Sai Kishore did get more points than Rashid Khan. If you
Hmm.
look, he has 39, and Rashid Khan has what, 20
Yeah.
points.
And then I
So
think you have to pick up a Mohit Sharma, or I mean, you have the option of going in with a Umesh Yadav, Mohit Sharma, or
I
or
think
Deepak
Mohit Sharma.
Pair.
Um, Deepak Chair isn't a bad option because you've got the likes of Shubman Gill as well. Shubman Gill and Saha, I think both struggle when the ball starts swinging. But then I would still stick with Mohit Sharma because he's gonna ball in the death and wickets
yeah,
give
and
you a
that
lot
gives
of
you more
points.
opportunities to pick up wickets. Yeah.
No, it's a very
Yeah,
decent team it's
exactly.
been built. I think it's a
Yeah.
decent team. We've covered almost all bases. And who do we have as captain and vice captain? This is a tough choice. I think I'll have Ruturaj Gaikwad as a vice captain or a captain here.
I think captaincy for Rituraj Gaikwad is the safest of option. I think most of the people
Yeah.
will select him as the captain, and I think I mean you have
And
some
with
good
the
contenders for vice
left
captaincy.
field choice, I wouldn't go. I probably could just decide to go with either Sai Sudarshan or Sai Kishore as a vice captain. It will be a big, huge left field choice, but if either one of them do well, it's a big
I
game.
think let's keep
I
it
think
safe. I think we should. I mean, you have Gill for once. If
I
you
know
want.
why I was very tempted to go in with Rachin Ravindra and
That's not
Yeah,
a
I
bad
think
option.
Rachin Ravindra and Jadeja both are decent options because with the
Yeah.
ball, with the bat, I think Rachin Ravindra more because he'll open the innings,
He'll
yeah.
open the innings.
or
Correct.
even a Azmatullah Omarzai as well for that matter.
But I think we'll go in with the Sai Sudarshan and Ruturaj Gaikwad. What do you think?
Sai
Yeah.
Sudarshan is decent. Yeah, I think he's a good call. Not
Considering
too
home
left field.
ground. But I don't see Sai Kishore picking up a lot of wickets. He might just pick up
Very
maybe
economical,
economical.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I think he is going to pick up 1 or 2 wickets, not too many.
Depends on Shivam Dube's entry point as well. So that's one factor
I
here.
think it depends on two
And I
things, right? How they decide to play Rashid Khan and whether Shivam Dube is there or not. Because if they decide to respect Rashid Khan, let him be, they'll have to go after Sai Kishore. And then he might get a few wickets.
absolutely. I think that's our team. We have made the team for tonight. Pretty much, this is our choice. We have gone in with some left field choices at times as well. And we've not picked up a Rashid Khan. That's a big call which we have taken. And obviously, there are stats to back it up. And we've gone in with some safe picks as well. So, upon you now to trust in your intuition, trust in your logical reasoning, and back it up with stats and build your dream team for Boomer11. Join us on Telegram and play the private challenges with us on Boomer11, where you can win daily 2,250 rupees if you're in India, and if you're playing in UAE, 100 dirhams. That's about it from us. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you enjoyed picking up the fantasy team as well. Hope all these players perform, and Jeremy will be hoping that
For
CSK
once,
wins.
I know one player that Hardik Pandya wouldn't have in his team, and that's for sure Shivam Dube.
I agree. I agree. Anyways, it's a World Cup year. You can't let Shivam Dube ball and also pick up wickets. So you have to let something happen for
I think
Hardik
we should
Pandya.
be worried about Vijay Shankar.
Yeah, I think that's where
Very good.
the problems are bigger. Problems are bigger. For KL Rahul is already big trouble with DK performing. KL Rahul's 50 goes out of the window. Jitesh Sharma
I
in front
think
of
KL
Jitesh
Rahul is
Sharma
already in
literally the
big
guy.
trouble by opening the batting. So he's
Yeah,
pretty much like,
I
हाँ
think
World Cup नहीं चाहिए. IPL is important.
yeah, I think he made a big mistake. That's where he lost it. Jitesh Sharma in front of him,
Yeah.
another wicketkeeper batter just scored runs. Oh man, Dinesh Karthik, you doing it again. It's happening in this Caribbean pitches and Dinesh Karthik again T20 World Cup. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, guys, good night. Have a good night. See you all very soon.
Bye, guys.